Welcome, Hudson Valley. This is Conor, Walsh, host of In Touch, Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley's award-winning public affairs and issues program. This week on In Touch, we have Jewel Ratzlaff from Love Inc. return. Love Inc. is holding their annual Scrabble Blitz tournament in Poughkeepsie, where people from all over the East Coast come to compete. Not just that, Jewel and I discuss how Love Inc. uses fundraisers such as this to serve those less fortunate in our community. We invite you to listen to a previously recorded conversation between Jewel and myself here on In Touch. Hello, Hudson Valley. You're listening to another episode of In Touch, Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley's award-winning public affairs and issues program. We have a great episode for you guys today, and this one's really fun. I'm all about party games, board games, having fun and all of that. So the event that we're going to be talking about today is really, really cool. With us today, we have Jewel Ratzlaff, Fund Development and Volunteer Coordinator for Mid-Hudson Love Inc. And we're going to be talking about their 15th annual Scrabble tournament coming up. Not just that, we also have all their amazing programs that they offer the Hudson Valley area. A lot of cool things going on. Jewel, how are you? Welcome back.
I am well. Thank you so much, Conor, for having me.
Absolutely. The last time that we were talking, it was around the time of Valentine's Day, your cookie walk. And fortunately, I was able to sneak on over. I got myself a couple of boxes. My family and my girlfriend's family were very grateful. I got a lot of points that weekend. So
awesome.
Thank you very much.
I'm so glad. It is a wonderful event that people always look forward to. That's the Saturday before Valentine's Day, so you always have those nice sweets for your sweetheart.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's also perfect timing because of the Super Bowl, too. So you have that for the parties.
Right. It was Super Bowl this year. Yeah.
Yep, it was perfect. It was perfect. Like, you can't go wrong with those cookies. They're so delicious. And you had, this year, how many volunteer cookies did you get donated?
I believe it was over 800 dozen.
Jeez. Wow.
Which is a lot of cookies.
That is a lot of cookies. Did they all get picked up, or were there extras afterwards?
We ended up kind of packing, I don't know, maybe 20, 25 boxes that were then taken to various local places, local churches, and that was about all we had left over.
Oh, that's pretty sweet, though. So you're able to share it that way.
Indeed.
Exactly. No, that's terrific. I love that. Yeah, very sweet indeed. Really love the cookie walk. Can't wait for that again next February. But you know what? That's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about your Scrabble tournament and to talk about Love Inc. as a whole. So for those who might have missed our previous episode or just need a refresher on what Love Inc. is in general, could you give us an overview of the organization?
Yeah, be happy to. Mid-Hudson Love Inc. The Inc. is not incorporated. It stands for In the Name of Christ. We are a local affiliate of a national organization that works within communities to bring churches together and agencies together to better serve families experiencing poverty. And so the idea behind it is that if we can communicate and collaborate and work together, sharing resources, sharing connections, we can be far more effective in meeting people's needs and helping people to build their own resiliency as they face difficult times. And so we are a volunteer organization. We have about 200 volunteers, and they come from local churches. About 44 different churches are represented in that volunteer crew. So what we do is we offer a phone number, a phone service that people can call in one number and do an intake interview, which sort of lays out what the situation is, what the various needs are in the individuals in the household. And then our volunteers can begin to connect the family with the community resources that are available to help meet those needs. So we're meeting physical needs with personal care items and beds and furniture and linens and those kinds of things, but we're also building people up through life skills classes. So we offer a series of classes that individuals can sign up for. We also offer children's classes at the same time. So if mom or dad doesn't have childcare, they can bring their children along. They have their own classes while mom or dad are in the classes. those classes might focus on anything from healthy cooking on a budget to how to be a good renter, to how to budget, how to manage your, look up your FICO score, and as well as then as they progress through the series of classes, they begin to look at their life in multiple areas and try to figure out, well, where would I like to see myself in 2 years, in 5 years? And what changes might I need to make in my own life to get me there? And it's all very much individual driven. It's not like Lovinka's coming around saying, you do this and you do that. It's very much built on the individual and their desires and their resources within themselves, their giftedness, their experience. And we're just here to try to build people up and walk with them through a tough time and see them through to the other side.
That makes so much sense. And one thing that I think is kind of hilarious and ironic, the classes that you guys offer are the stuff that I feel like should be included in most schools. Maybe not like middle school, but definitely by the time you get to high school. Why aren't we learning about the credit scores and renting and budgeting and things like that? That should be part of the curriculum.
Yeah.
So the fact that you have that and you are able to offer that here in the Hudson Valley, I think that is so wise. I hope we can get this out to especially the college crowd that we have around here. We have such an incredible college scene around here, or just right around the radio station. We got Dutchess, CIA, Marist, Vassar, and then how many others in the Hudson Valley. Do you see a college crowd come through for some of these things, or do you see more like families coming through for it?
I would say we tend to have a slightly older set of folks calling us for assistance, although I would love to get the college crew more involved in volunteering. We have had some of that. We tapped into a Marist class on media and promotions, and a couple of women from that class have been involved over the years in doing our
amazing.
Facebook media, that kind of thing, volunteering with us. And I'd love to see more of that kind of collaboration.
Yeah. I think that would be just so good. I feel like somebody who's in college, a lot of those skills that you're teaching in those classes would be perfect for somebody who's, entering the real world. Sure, they might be in a dorm to begin with, or I lived in an apartment, so I had to figure some of that stuff out during that time too. So I don't know. I just hear that. I was like, yeah, no, I wish College Conor was in on those classes. So
yeah, and we have great relationships with other agencies in the community that are helping folks. So I usually have someone from Hudson River Housing come and speak about renting and renters' rights and what Hudson River Housing has to offer to our neighbors in the community who are struggling perhaps with their living situation. And so we do partner well with other organizations in the community.
That's awesome. Hudson River Housing, they're friends of the program. We've talked to individuals in various levels of it, whether that's HRH made or with the actual housing. I remember we were talking about one of their recent openings on one of their new houses. Oh gosh, that was probably a few months ago now. Feels like only a couple of weeks, but it was probably like a few months ago now.
They do great work.
Yeah. Such great work.
Yeah.
And so do you guys. You guys are doing such great work. And I love the way that you guys get out into the community to do this. Definitely want to promote this to the college crowd. I'm going to be really pushing that when this comes out. But let's talk about the Scrabble event. Again, you're listening to In Touch, Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley's award-winning public affairs and issues program. We're speaking with Jewel Ratzlaff, the Fund Development and Volunteer Coordinator for Mid-Hudson Love, Inc., talking about their wonderful programs that they have going on. And I really want to focus in on their upcoming event. It's their 15th annual Scrabble tournament that's happening October 17th in LaGrange. 15th annual, that's pretty good.
Isn't it amazing? I can't believe that we've been doing this for 15 years, but yep.
You guys had plenty of success on this, and you guys got a number of teams, and that's something really want to focus on because you guys kind of handle Scrabble a little bit differently, but in a really fun way. You guys get a lot of teams. You got people from kind of all over the place. Didn't I read like people are coming from like out of county, out of state
It
even
happens.
to come for this?
Absolutely. People come from Pennsylvania. They come from out near Buffalo. I mean, it's amazing. People who love words and word games really find this to be an intriguing setup because we do play Scrabble a little bit differently. It's not your kind of snoozy, oh, this is taking forever while the other person tries to figure out what word they want to lay. It's fast-paced.
Absolutely.
It's called a Blitz tournament.
Okay.
So each each team, it's 2 individuals. So you know what? I have to be honest. I brought my Scrabble game and my tiles.
You
right
can see
here.
it online. We got pictures online, but of course this is radio, so like you can't see it. But trust me, we have it online. It looks adorable. She's got Love Inc. already written across there. Has the board. She's ready to go. We're ready to play our own blitz right now.
All right. Okay. So, Conor, what would happen if you and I were a team and we're sitting by this board and we're playing competitively? All right. We're waiting. For timer says go. Everybody in the place has the same starting word. Okay, and the first word is Love Inc. I know it's 2, but anyway, okay, it's 7 letters. All right, so now we pull our first 7 letters. So let's see, Conor, we got an L, we got an F, we got an R, a P, another L, another R. Oh my goodness, and an E. All right.
Oh, geez.
So now what we have to do is we have to see what is the best word that you and I can make together, put our heads together, capitalize on these special, letter boosters and word scores and so on, get those pinks and those blues, and as fast as we can, because we only have 20 minutes. Okay, the first round of play is only 20 minutes. As soon as we lay our first word, do you have a word? Did you figure something out? I can't figure something out and talk at the same time.
No,
but anyway,
it's all good.
So anyway, we would play our first word, we'd restock our tray, and we'd keep going as fast as we can and trying to maximize our score. And the reason why I say as fast as we can is because if we can manage to use all 100 tiles in the 20 minutes, we get a bonus of 50 points.
There you go.
All right. Now, that is seriously worth striving for. And so we play for 20 minutes. We get the best score we possibly can. Our score goes up on the scoreboard. We take a break, and then we come back and play round 2. Do the same thing. Take a break, come back and do round 3. And the combined score of those 3 rounds then determines who is the first place, who is the second place, who is the third place. And they get a big basket of goodies with all kinds of wonderful things in it. And for those people who aren't quite as driven or maybe feel like, oh, I don't know all the legit 2-letter words, that I can use, that's okay because we also offer a just for fun category. So there are teams who are there playing just for fun. And they just do the best they can, and then nobody worries about it. And there are actually even prizes for the best scores for the just for fun. They get They get a Scrabble mug full of chocolate.
Ooh.
So that is the play part of it. We also offer snacks and drinks, beverages, I should say, not alcoholic drinks, but something to wet the whistle.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And we have what do you call it?
Raffles?
Raffles. Thank you. That
There
was
you
the
go.
word I was looking for. Yes.
Your miming was perfect.
Okay, great. All right. So there are raffles that people can look at and put their little ticket in their $1 raffle tickets. All in all, it is a blast. We have a great time together. There's usually, I would say, anywhere from 28 to 40 teams that are playing. Then we have scorekeepers and other volunteers. So it's about 150, 160, 170 people in the room.
Amazing.
We play at the Freedom Plains United Presbyterian Church Fellowship Hall, which is a beautiful big space. It is an absolute blast. If you're a word lover and you want to rack up some points for your trip to heaven, why not do something good as well as playing some Scrabble?
That's amazing. And I definitely want to talk about other ways that people can earn points. You mentioned before as well, even before the game starts, you could potentially win points. People are working as teams, and if they come in a theme or a costume, they can get extra points. Tell us about that. What have people done in the past?
Oh, my goodness. We've had people show up in Scrabble pajamas.
That's amazing.
We've had a team show up, one as a convict and one as a policeman. We've had witches dressed with witches' hats. We've had fancy hats and all kinds of specially made T-shirts. One team last year had a Got Scrabble ? T-shirt. I mean, people just are very creative. And it doesn't take much to have a theme or team logo. And you get 50 extra points on the first round.
That's terrific.
So that's a great way.
And of course, this is in October 17th. Right before Halloween. So like if you got a couple's costume or a friend's costume or something like that, it's like, just pull it out for an extra day.
Absolutely.
It's like, there you go. It's like, come on, you spend how much money on your Halloween costumes? You're only going to use it for one day? No, use it for another. I have way too many Halloween costumes, and I use them constantly through the month of October.
Fantastic. Great idea. Yep.
It is so good. And I love the creativity to it all. So, of course, how can people register for this event?
All of the information is on our website, and the registration form is there. We offer, if people want a Panera box lunch, we'll get that brought in so you can pick your lunch. The rules are there, all the explanation, all the information you need. And that website is at mid-hudsonloveinc.org. And all of the information is there. Now, last year, this event raised over $9,000 for the ministry work that's being done in it right here in our community. So it's a major fundraiser for us. We love doing it. It brings people in, as you said, from all over the area. People who've never heard of Love Inc., but they love words and love to play games, come, and it's a great evening.
It sounds like a great evening. It's a lot of fun. You got the costume element, perfect for Halloween. You got the games, just perfect for anybody who loves words and who loves having fun. There's so many great things that are happening about this. And as you said, last year you raised $9,000. So where exactly do those funds go? How are they used? Which programs or classes or whatever that may be? How does that money get divided up for Love Inc.'s mission?
Great. Thank you. Thank you for that. In the first 6 months of 2024, we received 519 calls for help at our call center. So first of all, we need to pay rent for that call center, where volunteers come in and answer the phones 3 days a week. And so we've got to have phone lines, and we've got to have electricity to support all of that. So that's, like the basic nuts and bolts of what it takes to run an operation like this. And that's the only rent and, operational kinds of stuff that we have. And beyond that, then we begin to get into resources for our classes. And so it might be the curriculum, it might be the training, because when our folks are getting ready to teach a class, they are trained. Yeah. And so there's one of our curriculums is Faith and Finances. And so that is a curriculum that's developed by the Chalmers Foundation. So those teachers have to be trained by the Chalmers Foundation to teach that particular course. Yeah. And that costs money. So there are a variety of things. We have several part-time paid staff to oversee all of this. Largely the work is done by volunteers, but we need computers, we need a copier, we need all of that kind of basic support stuff and training of our teachers. A lot of the materials that we give to people are actually donated by the community. So we don't spend a lot of money on like personal care items or furniture. We don't buy furniture. Individuals within the community can donate those items to Love Inc., which makes us a very lean operation because we're not going out and spending money on that kind of stuff. So it's really just the basic operational needs that's where we spend the money to support all the wonderful volunteers that come together to actually do the work. We have folks who have made deliveries. We've in the first 6 months of the year, we delivered over 400 personal care bags.
Oh, wow.
That's bags of laundry detergent, toilet paper, paper towels, soap, cleaning supplies that a volunteer has packed the bag. A volunteer has picked up the bag and driven it to the doorstep of the individual who called to request those items.
Wow.
And it's a real personal touch kind of thing. We hope that the individuals within the community who are calling for assistance feel that love, that tenderness, that personal touch from the individuals who are volunteering with Love Inc.
That's really incredible. And it just kind of just shows you the goodwill that there is in this community between the donations, the volunteers, everybody who's a part of this. I think that's so important. And I just love seeing the community come together and help each other out. Mm-hmm. And you can help out really easily with this Scrabble Blitz tournament. And since you have the Scrabble board out, we might as well try to get a few points out of this. Let's see what we got. While you were talking, I was looking at a few of them.
All right.
Let's see. I was thinking we could do not a heck of a lot of points, but can use up the letters. Could do lore.
Okay.
Get a triple letter down there.
All right.
And then I was also looking at that I over there. Try to do flip.
Ooh, I like that.
Yep.
And you're covering up a couple of those double
scores.
Yes,
yep.
yes, awesome.
So that only leaves us with the R then.
Oh, we'd have to restock our tray here.
Yep, exactly.
Wonderful.
Well, that's what I'm looking at. Sometimes, like, you're not always getting, like, the super big words, but sometimes just use up what you got so then you can build up to something else. Okay, now we got a few new letters. Very cool.
Oh, a G.
I have no idea.
G is a hard letter to use sometimes, but it's
Let's see. This is going to be fun editing later, but this is fun playing at the moment. Let's see here. What can we come up with? We have an R, a B, an E, a U, an I, a G, and an O.
You go ahead and work on that.
Tell me what else you got then.
Yeah, sure. I want to just let people know that if they would like to learn more about how Love Inc. functions and what the impact of the organization working collaboratively with local churches and agencies, if you'd like to learn more, we are now offering monthly information sessions that are called Discover Love Inc.
Ooh,
okay?
I like that.
It's just a 1-hour gathering. You get to tour the office. You get to meet the staff. You get to hear stories. You get to a kind of a broader understanding of the scope of the work that's being done. And we run these once a month at different times, different days of the week. So if you can't make it to the September one, maybe make it to the October one. So that information is also available, and you can learn more by sending an email to communications@mhlinc.org. That stands for Mid-Hudson Love in the Name of Christ. Okay,
beautiful.
So communications@mhlinc.org, and you can learn out how you could get involved and learn more at one of these Discover Love Inc. sessions.
Amazing. You guys do such great work, and you're great when it comes to the outreach, so I'm really happy to hear all that.
Great.
That's terrific. So while you were doing that, I got a couple more words out here for us.
Oh, what'd you put down? Bug. I like that. Crib. Crib. That's a good one.
And foe.
Okay.
Yep. So we got that up here. So we actually got some decent points.
Fall.
So let's see. Lore would have gotten 6 points off of that.
Great.
Flip would have gotten us, that's a double letters 9. That's another double.
Plus
And
the
then-
4 is
and the
13.
4, 13.
Fantastic.
Then off of that foe, that's a triple letter 8. Crib would have gotten us 8, and that's a double word score. So that would be 16 points.
Ooh.
I wish I was adding up each one of these words, but hey, this sounds impressive. And then with that same B, another double word score, that's 6. So we got 12 off
18.
of that.
Double. Yeah,
Double.
right, not triple.
Yeah.
Okay.
So hey, if I got in this tournament, I did
Awesome.
pretty good. I would
Awesome,
do pretty good.
Conor. Yay.
Oh my God. And you can have a lot of fun with this if you sign up for the Scrabble Blitz tournament. And again, you're listening to In Touch, Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley's award-winning public affairs and issues program. We've been speaking with Jewel Ratzlaff, the fund development and volunteer coordinator for the Mid-Hudson Love Inc. They have their Scrabble Blitz tournament that people from all over the Northeast come out for. Not just the Hudson Valley, Northeast. People come out for this all around, so that's really exciting. This is a really cool game that they do, and it's a great way to help people here in the Hudson Valley. Again, you can check that out. It's happening October 17th, 6:30 to 9:30. It's $40 per person for the entry fee. Is there a date where you guys stop the registration?
2 weeks ahead, so that would be like October 3rd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So make sure that you get in. There's enough time. You'll be set. So make sure that you check that out. Jewel, thank you so much for coming on, letting us know about your outreach, your communication, about the various programs that you have. Before you head out, do you have any last little nugget you want to leave for the Hudson Valley audience?
Well, I am, like you said, extremely grateful for the way that the community comes together to assist neighbors. We've all had struggles in our lives. And how important is it to have somebody who's just a quiet soul to come up beside you and say, I'm here. I'll walk with you. I know it's a tough time, but we're here and we're going to do it together. And I think that is such a beautiful thing. And that's what we try to do at Love Inc. is just walk beside people through tough times. And there's so much support from our local individuals, agencies, churches, and our incredible volunteers. So it's a wonderful community effort to make our whole community stronger.
Amazing. What a blessing Love Inc. is to the community. That's so great.
Thank you.
Jewel, thank you so much for being here on In Touch, and really looking forward to this tournament.
All right. Thanks, Conor.
Of course. This has been this week's edition of In Touch, the award-winning public affairs and issues program that runs across Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley radio stations. We want to give a big thank you to Jewel Ratzlaff. For more information, please visit mid-hudsonloveinc.org. Of course, all links and information can be found in the description of this episode. I've been your host, Conor Walsh. Until next time, stay curious, keep an open mind, and as always, I'm glad we get to spend some time